welcome. I'm Morgan Webert, and today we'll be releasing anxiety with EFT tapping and gentle yoga embodiment practices. We'll begin with our EFT tapping. So find yourself in a comfortable position where your spine can be tall, and we'll begin simply resting our hands over our heart. You can choose to close your eyes or leave them open, whatever is most comfortable. And we'll take a nice deep breath in and a big open mouth sigh. Allow yourself to take 2 more breaths just like that at your own pace. Allowing the breath to bring your awareness into this moment and into your body. And as you do so, simply noticing the sensations within your body related to anxiety or worry. Just noticing where they are, how they feel, and choosing to witness them from a place of love and compassion for yourself. Let's begin tapping on the side of the hand. You can choose, as I said, to keep your eyes open or close them at any point in the practice. I'll always guide you through each of the points. So repeating after me, even though I feel anxious, right now I'm choosing to support myself with deep love and deep compassion. Even though I feel this anxiety in my body, I can still choose to take a deep breath. Even though I feel anxious about this situation, I choose to give myself love anyway. To support myself with acceptance and with forgiveness. Good. Tapping the top of your head now. Continue repeating after me out loud or in your head. All this anxiety in between the eyebrows. I feel so anxious. Tapping the side of the eye. I'm worried about this situation. Tapping below the eye. Don't know what to do. Tapping below the nose. Even though all of this is coming up, I can still support myself with love. Good. Tapping the chin. Even though I'm feeling this way right now, I choose to hold myself with compassion. Tapping below the collarbones. All these feelings can feel so overwhelming. And even in this overwhelm, I can take a deep breath in. Let's just bring both hands over the heart right now and just do one. Big breath in, drawing in compassion for yourself. And just a long breath out, releasing a little bit of tension. Tapping the ribs, the front ribs. All this anxiety. Tapping the side of the ribs, just below the armpit. This is a strong sensation. Good. Tapping the top of the head. But it is just a sensation in between the eyebrows. I am not this anxiety. Tapping the side of the eye. It is only an experience. Tapping below the eye. I am more than any emotion. I am bigger than any one experience. Tapping below the nose. I choose to remember that I am a divine being having a human experience. Tapping the chin, and this experience will change. Tapping below the collarbones, and this emotion can change. I am open to releasing this anxiety. Tapping the side of the hand, I'm open to breathing more deeply, even when I feel anxious. Tapping the front of the ribs. Take a deep breath in and a long sigh out. Tapping the side of the ribs. I am open to remembering I am more than this emotion. Tapping the top of the head. And I'm open to letting it shift, to letting it reduce in between the eyebrows. I'm open to feeling more calm. Tapping the side of the eye. I'm open to feeling more steady. Tapping below the eye. I'm open to trusting myself more and more. Below the nose. No matter what situation I find myself in, I'm open to feeling more steady inside. Tapping the chin. I'm open to breathing into my peace. Tapping below the collarbones. Even when I feel anxious. And especially when I feel anxious. Knowing there is nothing wrong with me. Feeling anxious is very normal. We all go through it. But I don't have to stay stuck in it. I choose compassion. I choose peace. I choose love. Just resting both hands over the heart and breathe deeply in your choice of compassion, peace, and love. And just a long exhale of release. A few more deep breaths in. Long exhales out. Observe what compassion and peace and acceptance feel like in your body. Where do you feel that? And allow yourself to know that you can feel both at the same time and let it shift, moving ever more and more into your peace. Let's allow ourselves to bring this peace and compassion through our body more deeply with some movement and some yoga practices. Finding yourself on a mat or on the floor, on a towel, wherever works for you, we're simply going to begin lying on our back, resting our hands over the belly. You can keep the knees bent, particularly if you feel any tension in your low back. Otherwise, placing the legs wherever's most comfortable. Taking a deep breath into the belly. And a long sigh out. If it's comfortable for you, close the eyes and use the inner gaze to feel the breath moving deeply into the belly. With each breath, letting that belly expand and contract at its natural rhythm. With each breath, perhaps the exhale gets longer. Perhaps with each inhale, the belly rises and expands more fully. Good. We're going to draw the knees up into our chest now and start to make some circles with the knees, massaging through your tailbone, your sacrum region. Change direction of the circle. Notice all the sensations through the hips. When we feel anxious, we tend to get a heightened sense of sensation around the heart and the throat and the head. So bringing more sensation down through hips and legs starts to ground us. Hug your right knee into your chest quite tight. If it's comfortable, let the left leg go long across the floor and squeeze that knee in fairly tightly now. So we want to create a bit of compression into the right hip socket and start to deepen the breath into your belly once again. Good. So whenever you feel anxious, doing some work through your hips, your legs, even walks, yoga stretches, moving the hips, massaging them with your hands, helps draw your energy down and bring you into more inner stability, inner calm. We'll just take a few more breaths here, squeezing that knee in tight. We're creating a bit of a blood block, so a buildup of blood pressure, so that when we release, we're going to flush blood, lymph, energy, and awareness down the leg. Let's do this all together now. Deep inhale into the belly. Open mouth, exhale, release that leg to the floor and bring your hands back onto your belly. Closing the eyes and noticing all the sensations moving down the right hip, down the right leg. The downward flow of energy, bringing you into stability and into calm. Let's take the other side, squeeze the left knee into your chest, hug it in tight, and deepen the breath into the belly. With every inhale, breathe in an intention of compassion and kindness for yourself and your situation. And with every exhale, an intention to let go of criticism, expectation, and judgment. Feel that rhythm of breath moving in your belly. And let the rhythm start to softly guide you out of criticism and into compassion, out of anxiety and into ease. Just a few more breaths here. One more deep breath in. Open mouth sigh as you release the leg. Hands back to the belly. Pausing just for a moment. Noticing the sensations through the hips, legs, and belly. Bending the knees, planting the feet to the earth. We're going to take the right ankle over the left thigh and start to draw that left knee towards you. You can interlace the hands behind the left thigh or around the left shin if you want the pose stronger. If it's too strong, simply keep the foot on the earth. What we want is to feel a nice, beautiful stretch into that outer right hip. So we're continuing to open into the hips. Start to let the legs sway just a bit right and left. Noticing some of those areas of tension. And witnessing them with kindness. With the intention to touch them gently with your mind, lovingly with your mind. Let your hips come back to just stillness. And we're just going to breathe here into our belly nice and deeply. Feel that each inhale is drawing your awareness to the hip where it feels tight and just touching it with kindness. And on the exhale, giving your hip permission to let go of a little bit of tension, one breath at a time. The breath is a bit like the ocean and its waves lapping at a beach. And with each wave, the sand shifts just a little bit. And with each breath, our body can release and shift just a little bit. Every inhale drawing in compassion and love. And every exhale letting out some of the sensations of anxiety or the thoughts or the worries. And just like waves on a beach, it doesn't shift it all at once. It happens slowly over time. Our breath and our awareness can take us slowly out of that anxiety and into ease. Let's take one more deep breath here. And a long exhale, slowly releasing out of the posture. Remembering you can keep the knees bent if there's any tension in the low back, or let the legs straighten, hands to the belly. Noticing sensations. noticing release. Feeling that as the physical body releases tension, you are releasing that anxiety out of you. Creating space for stability and ease. Let's take this to the other side, planting the feet to the earth. And then take your left ankle over the right thigh, hugging right knee in to wherever is comfortable for you. Beginning with some gentle movement, right and left. Noticing where the resistance and the tension is in your body. And when you notice it just with curiosity. Just, interesting, okay. You don't have to change it all at once. Just notice it. Let's let the legs be still, deepening the breath. Simply noticing where the tightness is. You don't have to do anything about it. Just notice it with kindness. Breathing into the belly. As we notice that tension in our leg, in our hip, with kindness, we don't try to force it, push it away, shove it. Just notice it. Notice that it's changing, that it is continuously changing. Allow it to shift and change. This is the journey of release and transformation that we are always a part of. We are always experiencing. Allow the hip to release just as you allow yourself to release the anxiety. A journey of change and transformation that is facilitated with watching kindly, watching with curiosity, letting go of the pressure, the pushing, the expectation, trusting that it is all unfolding, and that it can all unfold into a place of ease. Just as we position ourselves with a physical posture so that we facilitate the body to release its tension, we can position ourselves in our life to release some of our anxiety and our worry. Take a big breath in and a long exhale. Release the posture, hands to belly. And just allow yourself to think about how can you position yourself to facilitate letting go of the anxiety. Sometimes it's a warm bath or a walk in the park or a good conversation with a trusted loved one or a therapist or a song or a book. There are an endless number of ways to position yourself so that you are held with kindness and compassion. Drawing the knees up to the chest, making any kind of movement that feels good for you. And then we'll come to a seat. One last posture here, coming into a butterfly pose, bringing the soles of the feet together, knees apart. Today we're going to take the feet a bit away from the hips, so it's a big diamond shape with the legs. You might want to bring a cushion, blanket, pillow, whatever underneath your hip, perhaps some support underneath your knees if you have any knee discomfort. And then we'll bring the hands forward, let the chin drop, allow the spine to round, and allow yourself to begin bowing forward. Remember that we're not forcing, we're not pushing, we're allowing. So you might even come to that edge where you feel the resistance. I want you to come to that edge and then just pull back a tiny little bit and close your eyes if that feels comfortable. Just allow the head to hang. Allow your head to go a little bit heavier. The jaw to relax. Perhaps the eyes to close. And direct your breath now into your back, deepening your breath through the back all the way to the shoulders on the inhale. And on the exhale, allow yourself to sink a little heavier. And remember that we are allowing, not forcing or pushing. When we force or push our muscles and our tissues, they actually contract to try and protect us so we don't tear our muscles. And in a similar way, when we force or push ourselves, we tend to contract and recoil to protect ourselves. So use your breath to move into a rhythm of allowing rather than forcing. Imagine that with each deep inhale, you're bringing loving kindness to the areas of tension or resistance within you. And with every exhale, you're giving those areas permission to let go just a little bit more. Breathing in a sense of loving kindness. Breathing out tension. And as you do this with your body, imagine doing this with other areas of your life that may be bringing you stress or anxiousness. Just touching them, the thoughts, the feelings, the worries with kindness, giving them permission to soften and relax a little more. All the different parts of yourself. Surrendering softly, slowly. With patience and with kindness. Just another 30 seconds here. Perhaps licking your lips and softening your jaw. Let's all take one more deep breath in. A long open mouth exhale. Use your hands to guide you slowly up. Bringing the hands behind you. Maybe use your hands to draw the knees together. And then we'll come to rest on our back. Our final resting position. You can have the legs straight or the knees bent, or even bring a bolster or cushion under your knees. Bring the hands back to the belly now. Notice all of the sensations through the back of your body. And feel as though the whole back of your body is melting into the support below you, being held, being supported. Choosing to rest here as long as you'd like to. When you feel ready to come out, do it slowly, mindfully. Bring a couple movements through your limbs. Rolling to one side. Coming up to a comfortable seat. When you feel ready, thank you so much for coming to practice. May you be well. May you know that you are loved. Namaste.